Hi there YouTubers, and welcome to another servicing video from SORT 6233, the Society for the Restoration of Trains. And tonight's project is this little beauty here. It's a Grafar Railcar in Southern Railway Green, running number W28W. And what's special about this one for me is this was a present from my beloved as part of my Christmas. She saw it at a model railway fair, know that I like non-runners, so she purchased it for me. Isn't that sweet? So let's see what we can do. Supposedly a non-runner, so let's test it out. Let's get it into shot. There we are. Apply a bit of power. Hold these there, but not much happening. Try the other way. No sign of life anywhere. Okay. Have a quick look. At one end, buffers and the couplers complete, and at the other end, missing buffers. Okay, that's fine, as we know. But couplers okay, so I'll probably get couplers somewhere. The roof here is slightly been lifted. In order to open these up, you need to take the roof off, and some people can be quite hard with this. So let's see if I can prise the roof off gently. Unclip it. Hopefully I haven't broken any of the retaining pins. Middle one's okay. This one obviously was broken, which is why it came away so easily. And at this end, the canopy glass, and one of the pins missing here. I notice the pins are still in situ. I wonder if they can come out. Yeah, might be able to glue that back on. And there's one in there. Right, let me just move this out of the way. My rolling road. And put all of this to one side. Now, I worked on one of these before, and to extract the mechanism, I believe that there is a little clip. Yeah. Try and bring the camera in just a tad. If you look just on each side of the screw, there's a little I don't know what you call that really, little clip, and really you have to try and bring that out on one end. Could be the other end. Basically, I have to try and unhook it from one end so that the chassis falls in. Right, let me try again. I don't want to damage anything any further than it is. Once we get it from underneath. That's not working either. So there's always a danger trying to force these things and causing more damage. Right. Okay, I'll be back shortly. Well, I managed to get the mechanism out, but I've made a little break in the body here, so I'll have to glue that and hopefully it will set. Oh well. Anyway, here goes. There's the mechanism there, and the motor seems free enough. I'm going to remove the bogies and try the motor again. Bogies are removed by taking the end screw. There's a fitting there that allows the bogie to come out. Show you again, just undo the screw. And this bracket slides out, allowing the bogies to slide out from the mechanism. Okay, I've now got a couple. Oh, sorry about that. Right, let's see what happens if I apply power to the poles of the motor. One there. Oops. Try and bring it into shot. You can see what I'm doing. One here, one there, and not much happening there. I wonder if the motor's gone. In fact, this is really naughty. This is really naughty. Yes, you can see that there. Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't, because there ought to be two pole pieces and a magnet. That's very naughty. And how is my beloved supposed to know that? Oh well. All I can say is, if you know who you are and you sold this to a woman at Falkirk, I hope you hang your head in shame. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a magnet and some pole pieces, and I'll put them up together and see what happens then. So these are the pieces I'm talking about. There's your magnet, and these are the pole pieces. The magnet fits in this little saddle here, and the pole pieces fit round the armature. Excuse me. So let's try them on and see if that makes a difference. Logic tells you that there had to be a reason for removing these. So I wonder if we'll find out what that reason was. Okay, let's try and apply some power now. Oops, my power leads got a bit caught there. So, pole piece here, pole piece there, bit of power, and something tried to happen. Wow. A bit noisy, but that could just be anything really. Seems to be something there that shouldn't be, or something that shouldn't be that is. And how do I get to Yeah. Yep. It's definitely noisy. But at least it's working. I'll have to kind of examine that later on. Okay. What about the bogies? A common problem with these Grafars is that the wheel mechanisms and here gear sets tend to break, but that feels pretty good. And this one feels pretty good as well. I'm going to reassemble this and see what happens. When you're fitting this on, look out for, try and show you the brushes from the bogie. Should contact one on the bracket you just fitted and one on this plate here, and that provides the two poles with power. I wonder why that was removed. I wonder if somebody needed a spare and thought I'll just take it out of that one. It'll be interesting to find out. What's happening there? Very noisy. Yeah, I think I'll investigate why it's so noisy inside. Okay, I shall be back shortly. Well, here's an interesting thing. I took this to pieces, I checked these are drive arms here, the gear wheel in each that engages with the motor. I stripped them out, cleaned them, lubricated them, put them back in, and I tested it and it worked fine. Still a bit noisy. Then I put the bogies on and I tested it again and it looked good, and I just run it round the test track and it runs pretty well. That's strange. Why on earth would someone dismantle this? Not the easiest one. Take out the magnet and the pole pieces, then put it all back together again and then sell it as a non-runner. Isn't that strange what people do? As it happens, for me, I'm quite happy. I've got a fairly easy repair. I've got a nice looking Southern Railways rail car, and I think the obvious thing to do that was set up a little shuttle somewhere, just have it running backwards and forwards. But you can see there, it's looking pretty good. Needs a bit of hefty voltage to get it going, but that's okay. Just take it up to full speed and then bring it back down again, and this time I will reverse the direction. And without any prompting, there she goes. So, it wasn't the most difficult repair I've done, and I managed to get away without replacing the gears in the bogies, which often happens with these Graham Farishes. But it's a quickie, so yeah, I'm pleased with that. And I'll just tell my beloved, thank you for the Christmas present. This worked out nicely, and then I'll get it running on the track, and I'll show you that before we put this one to bed. Okay, so I'll be back with the cap on. That is the cap of the local, not my cap. Reassemble. I'm not sure which end is meant to be the front or the back, so I'm just going to fit it in like so. And this, I think, will click in with a nice little bit of pressure and a wee bit more, and there it is, both ends seated properly. Make sure the screws are reasonably tight. Don't over tighten them because the chassis is quite soft metal and it's possible to strip the thread. That's the voice of experience. Right, with that on, I'm going to fit the cab window assemblies. One here and one here, and it's sort of starting to look like a rail car. I'm going to leave the roof just a bit longer because I'm trying to glue this pin, which I slightly knocked askew, so hopefully I still get time to put that back on about there. So I'm going to leave this for a day or so to set before I try assemble that one. So let's put this on the track and see if it will work. Well, there it is. There's a rail car going round, and it looks pretty good. These are noisy, green parish usually are. They're just disappearing behind that whole load of other projects I'm trying to do at the moment. But that looks pretty good. Pretty steady. So let's see what happens this time. Give it a bit more power. Oh, that's turning down the road. Oh, there we go. Not the speediest loco around, but I'm quite happy with that. Let's bring it down to a little bit of a halt. Nice one. And change direction of the power. And away first time without any bother. Okay, I think I'll put this one to bed. Turned out a wee bit easier than I feared when I first saw that the case top had been prized off. Then I found the motor poles are missing, and one starts to think all sorts of things. Still don't understand why you would just remove those bits and put it all together again. Never mind, one of these life's mysteries. Well folks, I hope you liked that. I didn't show you too much repairs going on there, because there wasn't really much to repair. Just replacing the poles, stripping it down, lubricating, putting it all together again. I'll fit the roof in a day or two when I've left it with time for those pins to set. Meantime, hope you enjoyed that. If you do and you like servicing N gauge or even double O gauge, maybe you could subscribe. And at this point, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed. I'm doing this a couple of days before the new year, so I'd like to wish all of my viewers and everybody in YouTube the very best for 2019, and hopefully there'll be a lot more of this to come. So until then, keep watching YouTube, have a good time at the bells, don't get too drunk, but enjoy yourself. And meantime, if you like it, give me a little thumbs up, maybe make a comment or two, favourable of course, and take care. And well, bye for now.